Couldn't do without Belle, huh? Wow. I mean, that's something else. That's a hard act to follow, but I'll do my best up here. It does keep going round and round, and so do we. And I had a whole thing about going round and round, but I canceled it out of my notes. But I'm going to bring it back right now. We are going round and around at a speed that is unbelievable, right? On a planet, and our speed is perfectly timed, so the speed that the planet turns is exactly balanced with the gravitational pull of the Earth, so we don't go flying off into space. If it suddenly changed, we'd all be projectiles off into the ethers or to wherever. Thank goodness that hasn't happened. I don't plan on it happening. But along with that, not only are we spinning, we are also going around a sun at the same time at breakneck speed. I used to have all the speed mounts. I don't have that. But the idea is it keeps going. And that sun, with us spinning in circles and then going around it, is in a spiral around in a galaxy that is flying through space. And you wonder why you get restless sometime. You're part of a movement. And you know what else moves? Thought. Ernest Holmes says that treatment is a movement of thought. That in thinking and feeling and knowing a truth, we are moving something in thought towards a goal, towards a purpose, towards an outcome. And that purpose and that outcome, you get to determine it, because it's a complex enough system we live in to have room for everybody. So you may be treating for the very opposite thing the person sitting next to you is treating for, but you're both going to find your outcome, and it'll be perfect for you. Now, I can't put my head around that. Thank goodness I'm not supposed to, because I'm not yet the full embodiment of God. Even though I know some of you think that. I've tried to keep that in front of me. I'm paying you to think that. Yes, that's true. And so, yeah, it's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. So that's where we are. Today is about circles. It's about circulation. So I'm wondering how many people hopped out of bed this morning. I don't know about you. I never hop out of bed. I crawl out of bed, headed for the coffee. But I wonder if you ever just get up and the first thing in your mind is, what can I give to life today? I hear that laugh. Yeah. Part of the power and beauty of yesterday's memorial celebration of Joyce was what I heard over and over again was what a giving being she was. That her days were about what can I give. And those of you who know her and knew her, still know her, she's not gone, can attest to that. But I heard it again and again, and my face kept bubbling over and running and with wet stuff as the more I listened to it, because I thought how powerful, and how many times do I not even think of that when I first get up in the morning. It's like, how can I get into my day? How can I make it in? What am I going to do? And then usually after few hours of meditation and other stuff, it starts to dawn on me, oh yeah, this is your chance to give. And it's so important that we give, because that's what starts the circulation. You can also help it along by receiving. We'll get to that in a minute. But the giving part of our lives is where we start that circulation of flow, of moving around at exactly the right speed, so that as you give, so you will later receive. But the irony is, if you give to receive, you won't get a thing. That's no fun. You try to manipulate life by, I'm going to give this much, and I'm going to count on getting all that back in exactly the same form. You won't. But what you will get back is what you truly gave, and what you gave freely. Through service, through love. One of those wonderful things about giving is that word we often cringe over, forgiveness. Forgiveness is forgiving, And what you're giving is you're giving away attachment to whatever happened. Forgiveness is not about saying what you did is okay. Or what you did to me is okay. I was hurt. It's telling the truth about what hurt you. It's telling the truth about what went on. But the forgiving is giving away any attachment to that as having any limitation on your life. You are divine spiritual beings capable of whatever you put your minds to. Yesterday was another testimony to that. We had a few people here taking care of a whole lot of people, and you did it beautifully. What you put your minds to, you can do, and it can be manifested in your life for you by getting very clear about what that is, and then by giving forth both the affirmation of it and giving forth any attachment to anything that would stand in the way of it and letting that dissolve back into the nonsense it came from. You've heard about forgiving around here for a week or two. We got some forgiving to do of one another and of maybe some of the former ministers. You guys have talked about that. I'm sorry to put that out on the web, but yeah, everybody needs some forgiving because all of us ministers are, we're human. We make really big mistakes sometimes. And the problem with standing up here is our mistakes filter out and they make a difference in more people's lives. But we still make them. We still screw up. We're still human. So like water circulates from the ocean into the atmosphere and falls back as snow, which will eventually end up back in the ocean and then go back around, life is a whole series of circles and circulations that are going on in our lives. Our gratitude is a circulation. You're grateful for something, and it creates an attachment and attention that brings more of it into our lives. And that circle just keeps going. Some other things we get attached to also circulate. And I don't need to name those. You know what they are. You wake up in the morning, you're thinking, what an awful day, and everybody hates me, nobody likes me, I'm going to go eat worms. And you start your day that way. And what happens? Everybody hates me, everybody you run into. If I get behind the wheel of my car and I'm angry about anything, man, the universe supplies me with a great circulation. I have people pull out in front of me. I have people, do sign language at me, or I'm doing sign language at them, and then they do worse than that back, and it just circulates and circulates and circulates. So pay attention to what you're giving to, because what you are giving to in consciousness and in your actions and activities is going to come back to you tenfold and tenfold and tenfold. It's a beautiful thing. Thich Nhat Hanh says in No Mud, No Lotus, which is a wonderful little book, that left and right require each other to exist. Think about that. I'm going to have the left side of me dissolve and disappear. Well, this whole half of me might dissolve and disappear, but right here is where the left will start after that, because without it, the right doesn't even exist. The same thing with light and darkness. The same thing with our powerful positive thinking and those parts of our minds that aren't so powerful in positive thinking. They're both there, because how else would we know what's powerful and positive if we didn't have something to compare it to? Because we do live in a world of duality. And in a world of polarity is really what it's about. There aren't two powers, there's one with two sides. It's like a coin. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Have you ever seen a dark bulb? Dark bulb? Like a light bulb and a dark bulb that just shines darkness. Now you can paint them black, but it's still a light bulb underneath. There's only one thing. Darkness is just a measure of how much light there is present. Just like cold is a measure of how much warmth there is present. Heat is the common thing there, the one power, the one idea, and it shows up as both what we call cold and hot. One person's cold is another person's comfortable. My house guest and I have been arguing all weekend about whether 75 degrees is cold or warm for August, wherever you are. And I see people going, oh, it's hot, it's cold. You know, we go back and forth. It's all about our perception and where we are. So give according to what you want to see received, but don't give so you'll get it back, which is a tricky little thing. Give what your heart wants to give because of who you are. I can't not do this job. I can't not do ministry. It's not possible for me because it's who I am and what I love. And if I get something back, wonderful. If I don't, wonderful. Because what I know is in the long run, I get greater good back than I have ever given to anyone, anywhere, anytime. The flow is, you can't outgive God. You know? Look around you. Gift. I love that what she talks about with the gift, because the gifts are what come to us and what we can freely give of ourselves. Which takes me to the second point here today, and that is, how open am I to receive the goodness, the gifts that are there? Sometimes, do I even notice them? You know, rushing through my day and doing my thing, and my next thing, and my next thing, and the first thing I know, the day is almost gone, and I haven't even noticed whether it's hot or cold or warm or sunshiny or cloudy. And yet, what better gift do we have than this amazing planet we're on and the weather that comes to us? Ernest Holmes talked about the idea that we are often standing under a waterfall of goodness, a waterfall of prosperity, a waterfall of gifts with our little teacup. And if you don't hold on to it really tight, it'll get knocked out of your hand. I've tried to do that under a waterfall or two. Yeah. We are given a rush of goodness all the time, every day, as soon as you wake up. We're surrounded by our homes, which are built by people, which started as ideas from architects and designers and came into form and shape and built out of the materials the earth has provided. What gifts! But hey, I bought that and earned my money myself. It's mine. I did it. You might have did it. But the truth is, it came from all the gift you already had and was given to us. So I'm opening, and my idea, my desire here is to invite you to open to greater receptivity. Not just what you think you earned, but what you deserve because of who you are. You're expressions of a divine, loving, powerful, infinite force, truth, love, life, God, whatever word you want to use for it. You're an individuation of it. Why would it ever withhold anything from you? We often get so tangled up in what do we deserve? Or I'm so ashamed, and shame is that thing that it's not about what you did wrong, but that you are wrong. So if you are wrong, you don't deserve greater flow, greater goodness. But you do. You just don't think you do. And we do have the power to stop it, to push it away, to shield it. How many of you, when they say, oh, that's a gorgeous dress you're wearing today, oh, this old thing. Anybody ever done that? No. Not anymore. That's right. You guys have learned. That's good. Thank you. One of my first teachers used to grab my face and say thank you. That's all you got to do when you get a compliment. You don't need to explain anything. You don't need to talk about whether or not it's deserved. You just say thank you. Because that keeps the flow going. It gives a gift back to the person that is giving to you, and it's the only gift you need to give, which is the gift of receiving their generosity. I thank you. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Yeah. So I invite you, we were talking about this yesterday with some folks in here, and we were talking about, so I used to do a talk about, instead of the teacup, get a bigger bucket. And so you get a bigger bucket. Well, there's still a problem with that, because the bucket has a bottom in it and has a limitation on it. So my flow of prosperity and good is not a bucket. It's a hose. It's a culvert-size hose. It's a big one. So that Spirit God is wide open, I'm wide open to receiving and to giving at the same degree that I receive. So things flow through with beauty and power and goodness. You don't even have to think about how much is enough. I can't tell you how many people that I've worked with who at some point or other, I worked with as a practitioner, will call me and say, so how much good is enough? Can I keep on having more? Yeah. Usually that comes from someone who's had a lot of good coming to them, prosperity or relationships or health or all those things, and yet they are, they suddenly reach a point where they're afraid. Oh dear, maybe there's too much. I don't know about you, but I grew up in a household that said, you want too much. Did you ever hear that? Hopefully not from your parents. I did. You just want too much. You know what I learned in this teaching? That's not true. I learned that was a statement of their limitations on their ability to provide, not a statement on my openness to have more and be more and live more. You can't want too much. It's not possible. Because we are infinite beings, so when we get all those great toys, like the new car, and then the new car smell goes away, and you're like, oh yeah, I want a bigger car. I want a new car smell again. You can buy that, by the way, it's sprayed in your car, but it's not quite the same thing, So it's that idea of I want more and I want to be more. You got to be more to have more. You got to be bigger. You got to be a bigger hose, a bigger pipe to receive and allow that flow and that circulation to move through you and out and about. So I'm talking, all of this is about the law of circulation, and that's really what we're talking about. Electricity lives by the law of circulation. It may be over here buzzing in the walls at these receptacles, but it's useless until somebody plugs something into it. The same thing is so electricity, and electricity is just potential until it's moving, which is why we have electric plants to make, sources to make it move, so that in alternating current, it's going. The little electrons are going back and forth and just waiting for somebody to grab one of them so it can take off. It's beautiful stuff. Everything is about circulation, and we can get into that flow and that participation in the circulation by getting clear in our own consciousness that we deserve it, that we are a part of it, and there's no reason in the world for anything outside of us to limit us, period. Yeah. My favorite teacher, in addition to Ernest Holmes, is Emma Curtis Hopkins. I read her every day. I walk her path. In her 6th lesson, which is the Saturday lesson, Saturday morning, her whole teachings are structured in 12 lessons, 6 that are done in the morning and 6 at night, once you go through all of them. And Sundays you rest, and the rest of the time you're doing lessons and learning. The 6 lessons is all about, she says, contemplate the ideas of truth, the ideas of this science of mind, until the truth of it sparks you. She says you'll study it, you think about it, you watch for evidence of it in your world, you look for it to happen, you look to see if it's there, you meditate about it, you write about it, you think about it, and then one day, one time, and then it's forever, you'll feel it. And you get those goosebumps. And she calls it the body, the physical surge that runs through your body. And you'll feel it, and then you know it. Then you know it's your truth. And then the truth, and here's the beauty of this, the truth is not in the words. The truth is the experience of that connection that happens when you study the words. And that's being a bigger, greater, broader receiver of good that comes to you, and then you can give from there. And we give according to our passions, according to what we care about. I heard talk before, said folks are going to the Martin Luther King March that's coming up next weekend. I'll be marching with a bunch of teenagers off of the top of a mountain about that time, so I won't be there for that. But you know what? It's all good. I'll be doing my version. And some people have a lot of passion about the thing going on this afternoon, this political. Follow your passion. Give where you choose to. Give what serves your ability and freedom to be yourself. That's the whole point of it. And as you do that, you'll feel that surge too. And when you do, you know something important's happening here that's going to come back to you in some way, someday, maybe not in the same way. So we stay open. We stay open. Imagine a world where kindness and generosity always flows as a currency. That's not too hard to imagine that, because around here it happens all the time. I saw that yesterday. It was like that kindness and it was just beautiful. We had a multitude of people, and we had all from all walks of life. We had a full picture of this community, and this, by community I mean the larger Lexington community. And the flow was there, the kindness, the circulation. People were saying, "Excuse me," whenever you were trying to get up to the food table and push somebody out, instead of just pushing somebody out of the way. Yeah. So I want to share the story of the strawberries, in wrapping up here. In the book, Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin talks about her experience of strawberries. And her story is that, hang on a second, it's here somewhere. Because if I tell it without looking at it, I'll be in trouble. There we go. Robin says, in a way, she was raised by strawberries. Even in the richness of trees and flowers of upstate New York, it was the wild strawberries that gave her a sense of place. After the school bus dropped her home, she'd rush out into the fields around her house to look for the patches of wildflowers with yellow centers dotting the fields in May. All through June, and the children would keep watch over the strawberry plants as the petals dropped. Yeah. And then, as little green nubs appeared, these were sour, but we ate them anyway. Impatient for the real thing. Robin could smell the ripe strawberries before she saw them. Ah, yeah. She'd lie on her stomach in her favorite patches, searching for only the reddest of the red, leaving the pink ones for tomorrow. Her father loved wild strawberries, so for Father's Day, her mother would almost always make him a strawberry shortcake. Mother baked crusty shortcakes and whipped heavy whipped cream, but the kids were responsible for gathering the tiny wild berries. Dad thought wild strawberry shortcake was the best present ever, a gift that can never be bought. Potawatomi, who was the creation story of her tribe, says that the strawberry is called Olimine, and it is the heartberry. Looks like a heart sometimes. Yeah, for me that was always blueberries. We didn't have wild strawberries in Florida, but we had big blueberry patches. And I know right where all those were. I don't remember anything else much about that part of the world, but I remember the blueberry patch. Because there's that same kind of feeling of, I couldn't wait to get a hold of them. Blackberries too, but they were a little thorny, so they were a little harder to get to. So as you think about that, think about what are those, and that's the gift. Those were gifts. Strawberries are a gift. Berries are a gift. Our food is a gift. And even if you choose not to eat certain foods, don't make them bad or wrong. When the big surge about sugar being so awful for all of us happened back in the 90s, one of my favorite ministers used to, we'd sit down to eat at a conference or something, and she'd pick up the sugar and she'd be, "Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. So many people hate you. I think you're just wonderful and you're beautiful. I'm not going to eat you today, but I think you're wonderful anyway." Put the sugar down. It's like, change your thinking, change your life, change your experience of all of it. It's all good. Just may not be all of it good at any one time. So I have a little present for you. I want you to, I need 3 volunteers who do not have paper napkins. Those that have paper napkins can pass them out, please, to the whole crowd. Thank you. Here's 1. I need 2 more. Everybody gets a strawberry. Do not eat them yet, please.
Oh, they're beautiful.
We're going to do a little process. Here you go. Whoops. Eek. That's not good. There we go. Thank you. And you can just hold on to the extras. We'll eat them afterwards. Right now, don't eat any of them, please. You get one? Yes, come. Yes. They are beautiful, aren't they? They're not wild. These are very carefully cared for. So look, smell them. We're going to do a kind of a mindfulness meditation. So as you're receiving them with the joy and the laughter that's gone on in the room, just smell them a little bit. Isn't that wonderful? Just let that smell fill you up. And if anybody's allergic, I apologize. Don't take a strawberry. She's good. She's going to play. So just quietly go within and take a good smell. Let it run all through you. Receive it. Just hold on. Yeah, hold on to them. That's fine. We'll get it later. Yeah. Smell them, receive them, feel them. Feel that going all through you. Look at the strawberry really closely. Anybody know how many seeds? If you really want to, you could start counting them, but not necessary. Yeah. And just bite off a tiny little piece and see how that tastes. Let that taste go all through you. This is a gift from God itself. What a gift. What a beautiful thing to receive. And then as you are led or called or want to, go ahead and mindfully, prayerfully, with gratitude, with all the gratitude you can muster, eat that strawberry. Accept and receive the goodness that God has for you. Yeah. This is a heartberry. At Ahava, we are heart. We love. It's the stuff of life. Let this be your meditation. And as you do, think about the law of circulation. You'll have a piece of green part. I eat it, but you may not. If you don't, that's fine. But you circulate that back and give it back. You circulate the berry by circulating it into your body and your life with great goodness and joy. Imagine a world where kindness and generosity flow in full circulation. And so I know this. There's only one power in the universe. It is the power of love. It is the power of God creating itself in every shape and form that has been yet and will ever be in the future. One power bringing itself into manifestation as you, as me, and as each of us. So each of us are fully immersed in and filled with this amazing power. It is what we're made of. So the power of love, the power of peace, the power of kindness, the power of generosity. Spirit is God is giving of itself always. It is its nature to do so, and it is our nature to do so. And so I declare that that nature is being set free within me right now. If you accept it, it's being set free within you as well. Set free to give, set free to receive, set free to participate 100% in the law of circulation. To expand our receptivity by forgiving ourselves and letting go old hurts and pains, by forgiving ourselves and releasing any idea of shame that we could be anything less than divine. Allowing that to move through us until it fires back through our goosebumps at our bodies, at our sensations. I'm so clear about this truth. I release any ideas that may pop up in my mind or anyone else's about how silly this is, or why are we doing this, or what is wrong. Nothing's wrong. There are many things that need to be corrected in our world, but not in the eyes of the infinite, because it allows us the freedom to create. So we are creating our lives, and the lives of others are being created according to their beliefs and according to the systems in place to allow those beliefs to flourish. We declare and demand of ourselves that Ahava is a place where we flourish, and everyone who walks through this door can flourish. Knowing this is true, knowing this is so, with ease, with grace, with great gratitude, I can release this now, letting it be, because it is so, and so it is. So help me with the circulation by making sure your strawberry, whatever, if there's anything left, is tightly wrapped in that napkin so we don't have floor problems. And trash cans will come around a little later. Not yet. Just hold on to it for now. And I want to say one more thing, because this is my last Sunday with you in person for a while, maybe forever, I don't know. You have a beautiful thing here, but you've got to set it free. You've got to set it free from control, from fear, from unforgiveness. And I have watched you over the last 3 months begin to do that. Let go of the fear that this place is not going to thrive and survive. There are people waiting to give to this place once it's clear that you're open to receive. And I know there's budget concerns and all of that. Every center in the world always has budget concerns. Get over it, because the money is coming to you, and it's coming to you easily and freely. This is such a beautiful community. Let go, and allow it to flourish in ways that maybe sound scary and feel scary, but can take you to new horizons. Yesterday was perfect proof of that. Do it through your love, because I really know you are wonderful. And so am I, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.